The 5 common mistakes that I often see when making smoothies. I can call myself a smoothie queen. 3 too much and 2 too little. Your vegetable should be more than your fruit. Too much nuts. Today I'm going to talk about smoothies. Yes, smoothie. Not salad, but smoothies because I love smoothie. I can call myself a smoothie queen because I drink smoothie in 365 days, at least 345 days. Yes, that's how often I drink smoothie, whether it's summertime or wintertime. And you said, but isn't wintertime so cold? Well, in the summertime, I have cold, refreshing smoothie. And in the wintertime, I have warm smoothies. Yes, I create warm smoothie because I love it so much. It's very soothing, it's easy on my stomach, and I can pack a lot of nutrient. And today I'm going to talk to you about the 5 common mistakes that I often see in my clients when making smoothies. Spoiler alert, it really depends on what's the purpose of making that smoothie. If your smoothie was a dessert, obviously what I'm about to tell you may not apply. But if your smoothie, or like for me, was actually a meal for me to get my nutrient, so the next 5 mistakes that most people make will apply to you. I break it up into 3 too much and 2 too little. So let's start with number 1. Number 1 is too much sweetener. It could be maple syrup, it could be your honey, or even monk fruit sugar or stevia. And people say, isn't monk fruit sugar healthy? Isn't stevia healthy? Why would that be too much? It's because we really don't need all that sweetener because it's at too much sweetness and it's not a dessert smoothie if that's your goal. So I would say take them out, and because most of the time when we do smoothie, we add some form of fruits, and fruits are naturally sweet enough. Tropical fruits like banana, like mango, like pineapple, they are so sweet that you really don't need any sweetener. So by adding sweetener, you actually add too much sugar that you really don't need, and it still tastes so amazing without them. So number 1, too much sweetener. Number 2, too much nuts. Oh, we're talking about Sosan, too much nuts. Yes, as much as I love healthy fat, we can go too much because when we make a smoothie, some people could be like putting like almond butter, peanut butter, or they can put the different nuts in there, and that little kind of smoothie in one glass could be like filled with too much fat, or some people put coconut oil in there. And I'm not saying fats are not good because I'm a fan of healthy fat, but it's all about balancing. Adding too much is not necessarily healthier or better for you. So I would say add enough, but don't add too much. And most people really overdo on their nut butter and nuts because they do add up calories and they do have fat. And although they're good fat, eating too much, more than your body needs, unfortunately, you can still pack on the weight even though they're healthy. Number 3, most people in their smoothie, they put too much fruit. Yes, too much fruit. You know, the tropical fruits like banana, mango, and pineapple. But aside from that, I notice a lot of people when they make smoothie is literally fruit, maybe with a little bit vegetable, but mostly fruit. So they could put like maybe an apple, they can put a banana, they could put a handful of grapes, and they could put mango inside. So that itself become a very high fructose sugar smoothie. And they think it's healthy because fruit is healthy. And by all means, fruit is healthy. It contains a lot of antioxidant, vitamin, mineral, and fiber. But it does not mean you should be having so much of it, especially when it's blended, because when it's blended, your body doesn't really need to break it down anymore. So when you drink it, your blood sugar can rise very quickly. So I do use fruits in my smoothie just to add the flavor. I don't use it so much. And how do I know if I don't add it too much is I often say if you were to make a smoothie with your vegetable and your fruits, your vegetable should be more than your fruit. So let's suppose I add 3 vegetable, I will probably put 1 fruit. If I add 5 vegetable, I probably put 2 fruits. That is my ratio. You don't necessarily have to do that. You can do 2 to 1, 2 vegetable, 1 fruit, 4 vegetable, 2 fruits as an example. But I tendency to put 3 vegetable, 1 fruit just because I don't like it so sweet, especially first thing in the morning because I'm not having a dessert. So I would say too much fruit could be not the greatest choice. So we finished covering the 3 too much. Let's cover the 2 too little. Number 1, too little is too little fiber. Fiber is so important in so many ways. It helps you feel satisfied and full for a longer period of time. How many of you would be drinking smoothie and you say, hey Sosan, in an hour I'm hungry? Of course you're hungry. You're not getting enough fiber in that smoothie. And this is why it is important to pack your smoothie with fiber. And where do you get the fiber? Well, the vegetable that I was saying that I'm adding at least 3 vegetables in, that will be my fiber. The fruit is also my fiber. But to make sure I really pack the smoothie with a punch so that I feel full, I added more, and I added my seeds. So it could be hemp seed, flax seed, and chia seed, and all 3 of that just to increase my fiber a little bit more. And on top of that, for those people who said, you know what, I have a big appetite and I want to pack in more fiber, another thing that you never thought about adding that can also help you feel full is actually oatmeal. Yes, raw oatmeal. You can actually put a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of raw oatmeal into your smoothie. And if you have a powerful blender, it will blend and you will not notice it. And it's such a great way to add some soluble fiber in your smoothie. Last but not least, is not enough protein. Remember I told you fiber keeps you full? Another thing that keeps you full is protein. And that's why adding enough protein will help you last a lot longer. It's much more satisfying, and therefore I would say not enough protein would be most people's mistake. How do you add your protein? Before I was saying that you can add the seeds. Some of the seed does have protein, especially the hemp seed has protein, but to pack with extra protein, some of these protein choices I would have been using at home is 1 is collagen protein powder. Number 2, I can mix it up and added some Greek yogurt. And 3 is that I could put other protein powder in there. Another thing that to add from protein and fiber, and you never thought about it, I know it kind of sounds weird, but it is tasty and it's creamy, and that's called beans. Yes, your white beans. I put lentils and beans into my smoothie. But the trick here is not putting too much, because when it's too much, it becomes too thick. You might not like it. Just put it enough so that it gives you the creaminess, it gives you the fiber, and packed with protein. It's such a great way, especially if you are vegan or vegetarian and you want your protein. You don't want to use the protein powder that are made with whey. You want a more of a natural source, and you don't want to use Greek yogurt because it's a dairy product. A best way is to actually add beans and lentil. And yes, bean, lentils, chickpeas, the choices are unlimited, but make sure, let me repeat that, make sure it's cooked. It's not raw, it has to be cooked. And when you need to use it, just put about 1 to 2 spoonful, and you will get some protein and some extra fiber. And here it is. This is the 5 common mistakes when making a healthy smoothie. And if you love the content, please comment below. And if you want to check out more recipe and more information, check out my website in the description box. And as always, 食得有型，活得健康. I will see you next time. Bye everyone.